Yo, what's going on, people? Episode 10, get into it, man. It was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids this episode. Like, y'all remember that movie? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and then Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. Forgot what the third one was. Like, I know the first one was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Then the second one was Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves. And like that when they Rick Moranis had grew that baby, and the baby was big, and they was trying to hide. That's how this episode was with that freaking. Let me tell you how the episode started. The episode started off with like this Buddhist guy. He was in his house or wherever he was. The omen that came in trying to convince him to become part of the dark side, but eventually he did. And he was convincing them because he was like, man, these OMG people are oppressing the Buddhists in the area. They're down. We are the downtrodden. We then stepped on and stuff. Kind of how like black people feel versus white. We ain't going to no dark side, nigga. That's what I know. And then Dolman had convinced him to like give up his soul in order to still Jew, just like they did. Just like they stepped on him. And so he did that. And then like after that, freaking we see Sam and Raiko walking around. They went to this mansion to they went to where Seime's old house is. And like they went there. The fuck was going on about because they heard about this horror had came and attacked the estate. And then now is a whole bunch of guards and stuff around the house. So they got up and they found out like Sam had picked up some small little clothes and she was like, what is this? This is woman's clothes. It got drool on it and all that. What is that? And then Sam ran into her grandfather and then they had some kind of like altercation back and forth through words. And like they eventually left. But then after they left, like nighttime came. Kentucky and Raiko had saw the horror that be transforming people into little people, that be putting these people in the little people. And so Raiko had went up to it and started fighting it and jumped, but he didn't really do much to it. So after when he hit it with his sword, it completely made him shrunk the kid's small person. Like he was a small person. Then Kentucky came up afterwards because Raiko had got to the horror before Kentucky did because he was just jumping on high, and Kentucky was just running through the streets trying to follow him and find out what it was and stuff. But then once Kentucky was there, Raiko was already small. So then Raiko just yelling around Kentucky, thought Raiko was like dead or something, or don't know where he was. But then after all that happened, freaking Raiko had fell into some river that was right beside him. He almost drowned. If it wasn't for a bowl that somebody just threw, like people litter like crazy, man. Why people gotta litter? Well, somebody just threw into this river, and if it weren't for that bowl, even though that bowl did save his life, it's still like, nigga, you ain't gotta litter. But if it weren't for that bowl, man, drowned and he would have died. Then he got on the bowl and he like went down river or something, met up with some turtle, and then like that was their altercation. And then it went back to Kentucky and said, "What are we gonna do? We need to find Raiko and all that." Then Raiko showed up at their place on the turtle's back. Like he was on the turtle's back and talking about some. Well, me and the turtle, and now we're good. So then it just then it cuts to Yuri. Let me try to get this right. Yorinobu. It cuts to him going to the Buddhist monk's house, but he didn't know that the Buddhist monk wasn't the Buddhist monk that he knew. It was that took on the memories and the physical form of the monk, and he was there, like gave him some sake, like that snake sake you see in different. He had it in a bucket though, so it was like they ain't had jars or nothing back then. But he gave him some sake and said, "Here, we should sit down, have this sake. I just want to thank you for praying over my funeral and stuff, being presiding over and jump." And then like the Buddhist was just telling him, because he had the memories, because the horror had the memories of the Buddhist monk, but that was not the Buddhist monk. So they talking for a little bit, and then the monk just got up and ran to the back. And then Yorinobu like, hold up, what's going on? You all right, man? You need to go see a doctor? And then he are full of like little people in the day. He turned to little people, got it, and straight up hot wing that jump straight up, nothing but the bone and the clothes off the. Yorinobu saw that, he got out, so he was like, hey man, what you doing? Like, you ain't supposed to be doing that, man. So the freaking horror, the freaking Buddhist monk turned into a horror and attacked Yorinobu. Yorinobu hit it with his sword, and then his sword turned small. And that's really interesting to me, because once I think Raiko got hit on his sword getting hit, that's how come his whole entire body turned small and he didn't turn small. But after that, hold on, my freaking computer. No, they was trying to lure the horror out and stuff. No, and Raiko was just walking down the street, and then they went back to their house, and then Yorinobu was sitting right there, asking them for help to say he didn't know the monk could not be saved. That wasn't the monk no more. That was the horror. He didn't know that. So they set up a Seimei was acting like she was this noble a woman of royal blood with Kentucky and Yorinobu as like her servants and a whole bunch of paper doll servants that looked like people around her to lure the work, and then they lured her out. And then when they lured him out, Seimei had took Raiko off her shoulder and then threw him at the horror, but the horror nah, and then ate. I was laughing. That had me laughing because I was like, dang, they tried to do that jump and it ain't worked at all. Their plan was messed up. So actually, I was laughing at that, but turns out that was their original plan anyways, was to get in and beat it from the inside. So Raiko was in there fighting the horror's freaking intestines or whatever those jokes was, and then freaking run into the golden armor inside the horror, and I didn't know he could do that. And while all this is going on outside the horror, is fighting Kentucky, and when Kentucky must have like really magic and specially made because when the horror like took his hammer hand and then hit Kentucky's sticks, his sticks didn't shrink like Yorinobu's sword shrunk. So a deeper meaning or something behind Kentucky's sticks to where it doesn't transform enough, no type of outside spell anything. It must be specially made by some mage or some jester or some type of sorcerer or something. Yeah, that must be behind Kentucky's sticks and stuff. That's what I noticed in John. And then freaking Raiko turned into the golden arm inside of it, and then went all up his body and like freaking some mafia dude was like, I'm gonna cut you from ear to ear, just cut him all the way open, went up and cut him through his head, and then the horror just died. And that was the end of that. So yeah, good episode again. Episode was 7.5. All these episodes is just good episodes. Like they're not even. I think if I had more backstory and a little bit more better action, then the episodes can get a higher ranking than freaking just 7.5. Episodes are just 7.5. They're good, but they're not great episodes. They're really good episodes, but they're not great. So they're just gonna get a 7.5. Get backstory that really makes me interested and gets me into the story, and really has me thinking like, wow, if that happened, then that's why this happened, or if this happened, or if I get some like awesome and epic action and jump, like freaking One Punch Man or something like that, like it would be great, man. But leave your comments and stuff down in the comments. This video, subscribe and share and all that, man. I'm Darryntheawesome. You're awesome. Stay awesome. I love your faces. Peace. One love. I'm out.